You step into the threshold hall, where silence hangs heavier than the shadows. The air stands still. Warm light spills faintly from distant doorframes. And yet your chest tightens, as if danger hides inside the quiet. This corridor is made from every moment, calm felt suspicious. Every soft pause that taught your body to brace instead of breathe. Here, peace doesn't soothe you, it alarms you. The walls stretch endlessly, lined with doors cracked open just enough to glow. Nothing moves, yet your nerves sharpen the stillness into threat. This hall reflects the rhythm you once lived by. Calm, tension, calm, tension. You learned early that peace rarely stayed, that softness could shift without warning. The threshold hall doesn't warn you. It reminds you who taught you to fear gentle things. Your reflection flickers briefly in a brass handle, the startled shape of someone, expecting interruption. It is not fear on your face, but anticipation. The instinct to tighten, prepare, calculate. This hall shows the truth beneath your reactions. Your mind doesn't mistrust peace because it is foreign. Your body mistrusts it because it remembers what used to follow it. Calm was once the pause before consequence. Lights beneath the doors pulse softly like breath held too long. You hesitate to approach them. Part of you believes peace is a trap. That comfort demands repayment. That calm only visits to make the next blow hurt more. These thoughts are not dramatic. They are learned. They are the architecture of survival, built in a life where stillness came with conditions. At the end of the corridor, one door glows warmer than the rest, steady, unblinking. You feel its pull, yet you stop inches away. Not out of doubt in what lies behind it, but doubt in your ability to enter without flinching. The threshold hall doesn't challenge you. It simply reflects the truth. Peace feels dangerous to those who survived war without ever recognizing it as war. Before you continue, answer this quietly to yourself. When was the first time calm felt unsafe? And what did your body expect to happen next? Hold your answer. You'll meet its truth later in this book. If you're new here, consider subscribing. Every book in these halls is written for people who were never taught how to trust softness. Stay with me. Somewhere in the later chapters, you'll find the answer to the question you just asked yourself. And when something resonates, tell me in the comments. Your story may unlock someone else's. You walk deeper into the hall, and the air shifts. Subtle, almost unnoticeable, but your body feels it first. A warmth spreads along the old floorboards, as if the corridor wants to welcome you, not warn you. Yet the warmth makes you tense. Peace should feel inviting, but instead, it feels premature. Like a kindness you haven't earned. You pause, unsure whether the comfort is real or memory's misdirection. Your hand lifts, halfway before freezing in the air. The gesture surprises you, as if your own body acted without permission. There is a soft humming behind the door, a vibration of gentleness, but your fingers tremble, as if touching it might burn. Your mind whispers that nothing is wrong, while your body insists everything could be. This is the split you've lived with for years. You lower your hand, staring at the warm light spilling across the floor. Peace has always been easier to admire from a distance than to accept up close. From afar, it looks harmless, even beautiful. But the closer you get, the more exposed you feel. Like stepping into calm means stepping out. Of the armor that once kept you alive, you have never feared peace itself. Only what it might ask you to lower. A breeze, soft as a sigh, brushes past you from under the door. It carries no threat, no echo of danger, but your chest tightens anyway. Your body prepares for something your mind cannot name. This is the strange truth the hall reveals. Sometimes the fear is not about what might happen, but about what did happen, and the possibility of feeling it again. Peace demands vulnerability, and vulnerability once came with pain. You walk deeper into the hall, and the quiet thickens, becoming something you can almost touch. It settles around your shoulders, like a weight instead of a blanket. Calm should feel light, but it doesn't. Not for you. The stillness reminds you of moments long ago when peace arrived, moments before something broke, when comfort lowered your guard just enough for pain to find you unprepared. The light beneath the doors grows gentler the farther you go, but your body grows more alert. Every soft glow triggers a memory your mind doesn't fully recall. You scan the corridor for movement, for hints of danger, for signs that the warmth is a disguise. Hypervigilance becomes its own language here, one you learned fluently, before you even had the words to describe it. Your steps echo faintly. Yet each echo makes you flinch, as if expecting a second set of footsteps to follow. Nothing does. Still, your muscles brace. The hall mirrors your nervous system, more than your memories. Always ready, always anticipating, always listening for danger. Your mind no longer consciously recognizes. The body remembers patterns long after the mind forgets their origins. A soft hum drifts through the hall, almost melodic. It should soothe you, but it doesn't. It reminds you of a time when gentle moments were only pauses between storms, too brief, too fragile, too deceptive. You learned to fear the quiet because life taught you that pain rarely announces itself. It waits, it approaches silently, the way this corridor does. You reach a bend in the hall. The corridor darkens behind you and warms ahead of you, as if urging you forward. But moving toward peace feels like stepping into unfamiliar terrain, where your usual defenses lose their purpose. In the threshold hall, you finally see the truth. You're not afraid of peace failing. You're afraid of lowering your guard and discovering you never truly healed enough to trust it. Your hand runs along the wall as you walk, not for support, but for grounding. The surface is warm, yet your fingertips tremble as if touching something alive. Your body responds faster than your thoughts, tightening its jaw, raising its shoulders, holding its breath. Peace is present, but your body doesn't trust it. It reacts as if danger is simply disguised, waiting for your guard to slip. A distant hum echoes through the corridor, rhythmic and soft. Like a heartbeat behind the walls, you feel your chest respond. Not with comfort, but with a subtle spike of fear. Familiarity is powerful, and fear, unfortunately, is familiar. The hall reflects this truth. Even when nothing threatens you, your body anticipates impact. Not because you're irrational, but because you were shaped. In a world where calm was never stable, you pause by a door slightly ajar. The warm light touches your face, soft as a memory you don't trust. Your pulse quickens. Peace is supposed to slow the heart, but yours races. Not from excitement, but from old conditioning. The body remembers the sequence it was taught: silence, softness, threat. It repeats this pattern now, even though no threat exists. Your body still fights battles long ended. You step forward, but your legs feel heavy. The hall exposes the deepest truth about fear of peace. The danger isn't external, it's internal. It's your body expecting pain before your mind can reassure it. Your systems learned survival, not serenity. And survival never taught you how to interpret a moment without scanning it for hidden consequences. A warm draft passes through the corridor, brushing your cheek. It carries no malice, no echo of harm, yet your eyes tighten instinctively. You want to relax, you even try, but the body does not surrender easily. The threshold hall shows you the difference between knowing you're safe and feeling you're safe. One belongs to the mind, the other belongs to the body. And they have not agreed with each other in years. The farther you walk, the more the hall feels familiar in a way you can't explain. Not through recognition, but through sensation. Something inside you tightens. Not in fear, but in remembrance. Your body moves with caution. It learned long ago, steps measured, breath shallow. You sense that the hall is leading you toward something you lived through, but never fully understood. Something your body still carries in silence. A faint pattern appears along the walls, soft indents, subtle markings, shapes your mind can't name, but your body reacts to instantly. Your shoulders lift, your heartbeat stutters. These marks resemble nothing harmful, yet they summon the same reflex you once used to shield yourself. They match no memory, and yet they match every memory of trying to stay safe. In rooms that promised calm but carried danger instead. Warm light pours from a nearby door, but something beneath the glow feels heavy. You approach slowly. Your chest tightens the way it used to, before someone raised their voice, before you heard footsteps shift, before you sensed the mood changing. The hall doesn't recreate events, it recreates the atmosphere, the tension, the anticipation, the silent warning that taught your body to predict pain before it arrived. You place your hand against the doorframe. The warmth is soothing, but your palm trembles. You realize your body is trying to communicate something. Your mind has forgotten. The hall responds to emotion, not memory. It shows the imprint of experiences buried so deeply, your conscious mind cannot name them, but your body does. It has kept records you never read. You exhale slowly, and for a moment, the corridor brightens. Something inside you softens, not fully, but enough to notice. You understand now that the hall isn't punishing you with memories. It is revealing the map your body still uses to navigate the world. It shows you where your fear was born, not the moment, but the pattern, the expectation, the repeated wound that made calm feel like a risk. You move deeper into the hall and something becomes unmistakably clear. It isn't the noise you fear, it's the silence. The exact kind of silence that used to settle before something shifted, before emotions erupted, before someone's mood turned sharp. The hall amplifies this quiet, making it dense and pressurized. The way silence felt when you learned to read danger in the absence of sound. A door to your left emits no light, only stillness. And yet your body reacts as if something lurks behind it, waiting, watching. You know logically that nothing is there. But your nervous system doesn't trust logic. It trusts patterns. It trusts memory encoded in muscle, breath, posture. The hall is not threatening you. It is showing the places where your instincts were trained too young. You hold your breath, listening, and there it is. That old fear of stillness. The belief that something terrible could happen at any moment, simply because things were momentarily calm. You once survived by anticipating disaster. That anticipation became a reflex. That reflex became a worldview. That worldview became a wound disguised as wisdom. And the hall brings it all forward without a word. You walk past the darkened door, but your shoulders remain raised. Your breath stays shallow. The hall shows that fear doesn't need proof. It only needs memory, or the ghost of one. The quiet becomes a mirror, reflecting how often you braced for pain that never came. Yet the bracing itself became its own kind of suffering. You realize you spent years surviving moments that never happened. The corridor brightens slightly, as if acknowledging your understanding. The hall is not trying to scare you. It is trying to show you what your body calls home. Hypervigilance, suspicion, preparation. These were protections once, but they became prisons. You're beginning to see that you never distrusted peace. You distrusted what your history taught you. Peace can conceal. The hall narrows, and the warm light ahead flickers. Not dangerously, but enough to stir something deep inside you. A memory, not specific, but emotional. The moment your guard first rose, and never fell again. Not one event, but a pattern. A tone of voice, a shift in the room. The sudden quiet before someone changed. Your body learned quickly, and it learned permanently. You approach a door that glows with soft, unstable warmth. Your pulse responds instantly, tightening your chest. This door symbolizes the moment peace became unpredictable. When softness was mixed with inconsistency, when comfort was paired with fear, when the people who were supposed to protect you were the same ones who could hurt you. The hall shows you the birth of confusion you still carry. You place your hand near the door, and the warmth wavers. You pull back instinctively. Your body remembers this. Not the details, but the feeling. A promise that almost felt safe. Interrupted by something sharp. You flinch at anticipation. Not of actual threat, but of the memory of its possibility. The hall reveals that your fear is not irrational, it is conditioned. You step back, and the corridor stabilizes again. In this moment, you realize your guard never came from weakness. It came from intelligence. You were trained to read danger early, to predict storms, to survive without clarity. That guard kept you alive, but the hall asks the question you avoid. What happens when the guard protects you from harm that no longer exists? The light grows stronger, the farther you move from the unstable door. The hall shifts subtly, as if guiding you past the origins of fear, toward the truth behind them. You see now that you didn't fear calm. You feared what historically followed calm, and your body, not your mind, still expects the pattern to repeat. The hall begins preparing you. For the moment, you will face that expectation directly. You reach a soft bend in the hall, and the warm light grows steady, calm, almost inviting. Yet your body rejects it instantly. You flinch. Your chest tightens. Your breath shortens. This is the moment the hall has been leading you toward. The connection between calm and fear. Your first reaction tells the truth. Your mind avoids. Your body equates safety with danger because they once arrived together. You step closer, and for the first time, the hall mirrors your breathing. The walls seem to inhale gently, exhale gently, matching your pace. It doesn't want you to be fearless. It wants you to be aware. Your discomfort is not irrational. It is not weakness. It is not overreaction. It is the imprint of an early environment where danger didn't roar. It whispered quietly, inside the walls of home. The warm door ahead glows brighter as you approach. Your hands shake, your throat tightens, not because the hall is dangerous, but because your body expects danger, where peace appears. This is the answer to the challenge question. Calm felt unsafe because calm was never neutral for you. It preceded harm. It preceded conflict. It preceded the shift in someone else's emotion. Your body remembers what your mind learned to forget. You press your palm gently against your chest. Your heartbeat softens, hesitating between fear and recognition. This is the moment the hall was built to reveal. Your fear of peace is not a flaw. It's evidence. Evidence that once someone taught you comfort was temporary. That calm had a cost. That safety was conditional. You were shaped by contradictions you couldn't name. As the realization settles, the corridor warms around you. Not suddenly, but slowly, the way healing actually works. This is the hall's truth. Your fear of peace came from the first time your body learned that calm is not the end of danger. It is the warning before it. You're not broken, you're conditioned, and conditioning can be rewired, but only through awareness, not force. The door before you glows. Steadily now, no longer flickering, no longer hesitant. Peace stands before you, not as threat, but as possibility. You place your hand on the surface. It's warm, truly warm. Your heartbeat rises, not from fear this time, but from unfamiliarity. You've never stood so close to calm without preparing for it to break. The hall watches quietly, waiting for your choice. You push gently, and the door opens without resistance. A soft light spills outward, warm like early morning sun. Your body braces anyway. This is expected. Healing doesn't erase conditioning. It challenges it. You step inside slowly. The space is empty, quiet, and safe. But your body doesn't believe it yet. This room is not meant to change you. It is meant to let you observe yourself without judgment. You stand in the center of the room, breath uneven. The calm feels strange, too open, too quiet. Your instincts try to fill the silence with imagined danger, but none comes. The hall keeps its promise. Here, nothing follows. No shift, no tone, no explosion, just stillness. And in that stillness, you begin to notice something almost unfamiliar. Your own presence. Without fear, you turn slowly, expecting shadows that aren't there, listening for echoes that don't exist. This peaceful room is not a test. It is a mirror. A mirror reflecting how hard it is for you to be unguarded. A mirror showing that your body's expectations belong to the past, not the present. You realize you have been preparing for danger. Long after the danger ended, as you breathe, your shoulders lower, slowly, unevenly, but genuinely. Your heartbeat softens, your jaw loosens. This room is proof that peace does not hurt. Your body struggles to believe it, but belief begins with exposure. And this is your first moment of calm, not followed by pain. The threshold hall doesn't promise healing. It provides the conditions where healing can begin. You step back into the corridor, and something feels different. The shadows seem softer, the silence less heavy. The hall has changed, not because it shifted, but because you did. Your nervous system recalibrates with hesitation, but also with hope. The hall responds to your internal state, mirroring not fear anymore, but curiosity. You start to realize peace doesn't feel dangerous. When your body stops expecting danger, the doors you passed earlier glow more warmly now, as if offering second chances. They don't pressure you, they wait. This is the lesson, the hall whispers. Peace isn't something you earn, it's something you learn to stop running from. Your fear wasn't childish or irrational. It was anchored in a past that taught your body to survive, not rest. Now your body takes its first steps out of survival. You walk the corridor without flinching at every echo. Your heartbeat remains steady, resisting the old reflex to brace. The hall rewards every small shift, brightening gently with each step. You feel a strange sensation of stability, not the forced kind, but the organic kind that grows when your internal alarms quiet. For the first time, calm doesn't feel like a warning. It feels like an option. A dimmer door you feared earlier catches your attention. It hasn't changed, but you have. You approach it calmly, noticing how your body no longer tightens instantly. You don't open it, you don't need to. You simply acknowledge it without panic. This is progress. Safety is no longer something you escape toward. It becomes something you stand inside, even when uncertainty lingers. By the time you near the end of the hall, the warm door ahead glows brighter than ever. You understand now that peace didn't hurt you. Inconsistency did. Unpredictability did. The merging of gentleness and threat did. The hall helped you separate the two. You are not the child who braced. You are the adult who can choose differently now. And the hall honors that choice. At the end of the hall, the brightest door stands open, its light spilling far into the corridor. You step toward it without hesitation. Your body still remembers fear, but it no longer leads your steps. Calm no longer feels like a threat hit, feels like a beginning. You realize peace didn't need to prove itself. You needed to experience a version of calm that didn't demand you shrink or brace to survive. You cross the threshold, and the warmth wraps around you. Not overwhelmingly, not suddenly, but gently. This is the first time peace feels like something you can hold, not something that slips through your fingers. Your breath steadies. Your shoulders settle. The hall behind you quiets, content. It doesn't celebrate, it witnesses. It knows what it took for you to arrive here. You look back at the corridor one last time. The shadows no longer seem menacing. The doors no longer tense. You understand now, peace isn't the opposite of fear. It's what remains when fear has nothing left to protect you from. You weren't avoiding calm. You were avoiding the vulnerability it required. Now, for the first time, your body loosens its grip on the past. Long enough to let you feel present, you stand in the light, and something inside you unclenches in a way you didn't know was possible. This isn't perfect healing. It isn't instant transformation. It's the first quiet moment, where you and your body agree on something. That peace is allowed. That rest is allowed. That calm can exist without consequence. The hall fades, not disappearing, but retreating respectfully into memory. You step fully into the warm space, and the hall seals behind you, not as a prison, but as a completed chapter. You finally understand the truth behind the challenge question. Calm felt unsafe because you weren't safe when calm existed. Your body kept you alive by anticipating danger. Now you're giving it a new pattern to follow, a new rhythm, a new definition of peace. If this book helped you understand even one piece of your fear, someone else is carrying the same quiet weight right now. Share this with them, not as instruction, not as correction, but as a hand reaching through the dark. Healing grows when we grow together. And sometimes peace begins with a truth passed gently, from one person to another,